Jai Hind everyone. Good morning to all of you. This is Pooja Upadhyay from Shri Ram Public School. Student, in the last lecture we have studied about the Indian economy, sector of Indian economy. In that we have studied all three sectors: primary, secondary and tertiary, right? Now, today in this lecture we are going to compare all three sector contribution in the Indian economy. Okay? So let's start. The various production activity in the primary, secondary and tertiary sector produce a very large number of the goods and service. Also, the three sectors have a large number of the people working in them to produce the goods and service. The next step, therefore, is it to see how much goods and service are produced and how many people work in each sector. Okay, they all three are doing very well, and they all three sectors are contributing in the Indian economy. But now today we are going to see that which sector contributing how much to the Indian economy development purpose. Okay. The next step therefore is to see how the much goods and service are produced and how many people are work in each sector. In an economy there could be one or more sector which are dominant in terms of the total production and employment, while other sectors are relatively small in size. Okay, because see, this is not needed that all three sectors are contributing the same thing, same amount in the Indian economy, right? So now today we are going to see how they are doing all the contribution in the Indian economy, right? मतलब किस सेक्टर का कितना कंट्रीब्यूशन होता है ये हम आगे देखते हैं आज. हाउ डू वी काउंट द वेरियस गुड्स एंड सर्विस एंड नो द टोटल प्रोडक्शन इन ईच सेक्टर. सबसे पहले हम कैसे काउंट करेंगे कि किस सेक्टर से कितना गुड्स और सर्विस का प्रोडक्शन हुआ है. ठीक, देखिए. With so many thousands of the goods and service produced, you might think this is an impossible task. Not only would the task be enormous, you might also wonder how we can add up the cars and computers and nails and furniture. It won't make sense. अब जब ये देखा जा रहा है कि कौन से गुड्स एंड सर्विस कितने प्रोडक्शन हुए हैं और किस सेक्टर के थ्रू हुए हैं, तो ये टास्क इजी नहीं, क्योंकि बहुत सारे गुड्स हैं ना मार्केट में इसके लिए. तो कैसे करेंगे देखते हैं आगे. यू आर राइट थिंकिंग सो. To get around this problem, economists suggest that the value of the goods and service should be used rather than adding up the actual number. For example, if 10,000 kgs of wheat is sold at 8 rupees, the value of it 80,000, the value of 5,000 coconuts and 10 per coconut will be 50,000. Similarly, the value of the goods and service in the three sectors are calculated. So it means that instead of counting the number of goods are produced in an Indian economy, it is better to count the contribution of each sector of economy by their value, whatever they are producing. ठीक है, जैसे 3 सेक्टर है ना, तो तीनों सेक्टर में ये देखना है कि कौन से सेक्टर से कितना वैल्यू का गुड्स और सर्विस प्रोडक्शन हुआ है और कंट्रीब्यूशन हो रहा है इंडियन इकोनॉमी, ये देखना है. ठीक है. Remember, there is no precaution one has to make. Not every goods and service that is produced and sold needs to be counted. ये ज़रूरी नहीं कि सारे goods and service जो produce हो रहे हैं मार्केट में हम सबको properly count कर सके. It makes sense only to include the final goods and service. क्योंकि देखिए, अगर ऐसे काउंट किया जाएगा वैल्यू तो डबल ट्रिपल वैल्यू होने के चांसेस ज़्यादा है. ठीक है, जैसे अभी एक फार्मर है, अब वो वीट प्रोडक्शन करेंगे तो समझिए उसने वीट प्रोडक्शन की वैल्यू को काउंट किया. ठीक है, अब वही वीट यूज़ करके बिस्कुट्स कंपनी बिस्कुट बना करके मार्केट में सेल कर रही है, तो जब वो बिस्कुट का प्राइस डिसाइड करेगी तो ऑब्वियसली वो रॉ मटेरियल की वजह से वीट का वैल्यू भी इसमें ऐड करेगी, राइट. तो यहाँ क्या होता है, एक ही आइटम का डबल वैल्यू ऐड हो जाता है इंडियन इकोनॉमी की कंट्रीब्यूशन में. इसलिए कहा गया है कि जो फाइनल गुड्स एंड सर्विस प्रोड्यूस होते हैं, जो डायरेक्टली कंज्यूमर कंज्यूम कर सकते हैं, उसी गुड्स की वैल्यू को कैलकुलेट किया जाए. Why are only final goods and service counted? In contrast to final goods and service, goods such as wheat and wheat flour is an example are intermediate goods. जो अभी मैंने आपको एग्जाम्पल दिया था वही वाला है. ठीक है, देखिए, intermediate goods are used in producing the final goods and service. The value of the final goods already include the value of all the intermediate goods that are used in making the final goods. Hence, the value of 60 for the biscuit already included in the value of floor 10. Similarly, the value of all other intermediary goods would have been included. तो मैंने जैसे बताया यहाँ पे डबल बार काउंटिंग हो जाता है. हेलो.
हेलो.
Why are only final goods and service counted? In contrast to final goods and service goods such as wheat and wheat flour is an example are intermediary goods. जो अभी मैंने आपको एग्जाम्पल दिया था वही वाला है. ठीक है, देखिए, intermediate goods are used in producing the final goods and service. The value of the final goods already include the value of all the intermediary goods that are used in making the final goods. Hence, the value of 60 for the biscuit already included in the value of flour 10. Similarly, the value of all other intermediary goods would have been included. तो मैंने जैसे बताया यहाँ पे डबल. ओके, तो फाइनल गुड्स का वैल्यू इसके लिए ऐड किया जाता है ताकि जो इंटरमीडिएट गुड्स की बार बार वैल्यू ऐड करने पे डबल वैल्यूएशन होगी वो चीज़ें ना हो. ठीक है, separately is therefore not corrected because then we would be counting the value of the same thing in a number of time. It means that separately the raw material valuation differently and the final goods value differently, we can't do that, right? Because if we go to do the same, then there is a chance of the double entry and double valuation of the same commodity two times. The value of the final goods and the service produced in each sector during the particular year provide the total production of the sector for that year. What are they said? That जो फाइनल गुड्स एंड सर्विस प्रोड्यूस किया जाता है उस पर्टिकुलर ईयर में, ठीक है, वही उसी सेक्टर का कंट्रीब्यूशन माना जाता है. एंड द सम प्रोडक्शन इन द थ्री सेक्टर गिव व्हाट इज कॉल्ड ग्रॉस डोमेस्टिक प्रोडक्ट. ओके, so if I ask the question what is GDP, it is a gross domestic product and it is a sum total of all three sectors contribution to the economic development. जो तीनों सेक्टर से कंट्रीब्यूशन मिलता है इंडियन इकोनॉमी को, उसको हम लोग क्या बोलते हैं? GDP. ठीक है, it is the value of all the goods and service produced within the country during the particular year. Within the country during the particular year, and this production is from all three sectors, that is known as the GDP. In India, the mammoth task of the measuring GDP is undertaken by central government ministry. This ministry, with the help of the various government department of all the Indian state and the union territories, collection information relating to the volume of the goods and service, their price, and then estimate the GDP. Volume मतलब वैल्यू नहीं है, क्वांटिटी. ठीक है, तो ये लोग क्या करते हैं? टोटल क्वांटिटी लेते हैं ईच सेक्टर से और फिर उसकी प्राइस को मल्टीप्लाई करके जो जीडीपी का वैल्यू होता है वो निकालते हैं. ठीक है, नेक्स्ट, historical change in the sector. Now we are going to see what the historical changes took the place in terms of the Indian economy and sectors. Okay, generally it has been noted from the history of many now developed countries that at initial stage of the development, primary sector was the most important sector of Indian economic activity. As the method of farming changed, the agriculture sector began to prosper. It produced much more food than before. Why it is possible? That, see, there are so many changes took the place in all three sectors after the 1990s because of the Indian economic reforms, and the green revolution also took the place, due to which the production activity of the primary sector get also increased. And as they primarily used the traditional method of production, that they have changed. Now they started doing the production activity in a new modern way, and this leads to the increase in the production quantity of the goods and service from the primary sector too. Okay, see, many people could now take up the other activity. There were increasing the number of the craft persons, traders, buying and selling activity increased many times. Besides, there were also transporter, administrative, army, etc. However, at this stage, most of the goods produced were naturally product from the primary sector, and most of the people are employed in this sector also. It means that not only the food product, but there are some other cropping activity also started by the agriculture farmer, like commercial cropping, due to which they can able to earn the good amount of the profit also. Okay, and this leads to the increase in the contribution of the primary sector in the Indian economy. Clear? Next, long time, and especially because the new method of the manufacturing were introduced, factories come up with started expanding. Those people who had earlier worked on the farm now begin to work in the factory in a larger number. Why? Because there is a tremendous change in the industrial sector, and due to which the manufacturing concept get changed. Okay, in that also there are so many modern concept was introduced in terms of the manufacturing. That's why the laborer, those who were working in the agriculture activity, now they shifted to the industry one. Okay, those people who had earlier worked as a farm now begin to work in the factory in a large number. They are forced to do so. As you read a history chapter, people begins to use many more goods that were produced in a factories at a cheaper rate. Secondary sector gradually become the most important in total production and employment. Hence, over a time, shift had taken a place. This means that the importance of the sector had changed. It means that, see, prior to 1990s, during the era of independence, that time the contribution in Indian economy was very high only of the primary sector. And there is a less contribution come from the tertiary and the secondary sector. But now slowly the scenario get totally changed, and now the primary sector contribution get lesser than that of secondary sector. Okay, in the past 100 years, there has been a further shift from the secondary to tertiary sector, and slowly after that, when the time is passing away, the same thing happen again. The secondary importance is get declining, and the tertiary sector got the importance in terms of the production of the contribution in the Indian economy. The service sector has become the most important in terms of the total production. Most of the working people are also employed in the service sector. This is the general pattern observed in the developed countries. Now, the question will arise in our mind that, ma'am, प्राइमरी और सेकेंडरी तो फूड गुड्स का प्रोडक्शन कर रहे हैं, तो फिर टर्चरी सेक्टर का वैल्यूएशन जीडीपी में कंट्रीब्यूशन हाई कैसे? माय डियर स्टूडेंट, प्राइमरी एंड द सेकेंडरी सेक्टर विल नॉट एबल टू डू देयर वर्क प्रॉपरली until and unless without tertiary sector, right? So that's why the tertiary sector playing the very important role, and the value of the final service which they are producing is much more higher than that of the primary and the secondary sector. That's why the contribution of the tertiary sector get increased. Okay, what is the total production and employment in the three sectors in India? Over the year, there been changed similarly to the pattern observed from the developed countries? We shall see in the next section. Okay, then we will also stop here today. In the next lecture, we are going to see the next section with a new topic from the same chapter. Student, please ask me the doubts if you having any kind of it, or be ready today. I will ask you the question from the second chapter onwards, which I am teaching now, and I will take the test from the first and this 2 days the lecture. So be ready with it. In evening schedule, we are having the test. It's like quiz competition. Okay, and I will select the best 5 students, those who will give the answer to me first. They become the star of the economics. So be ready with it. Sharp 6 o'clock I will be there. Okay, till then, stay home, stay safe. Jai Hind everyone.